This podcast is brought to you by lineupmedia.fm.
Hey listeners, Erik Apple from American Animals, and today's podcast is brought to you by Amazon. It's really easy to support American Animals. Before you shop at Amazon, and we know you all do it, go to our website. That's the number 2, AmericanAnimals.com, and click on the Amazon banner on the homepage. It's that easy. Remember, that's 2AmericanAnimals.com, and click the Amazon banner before you shop.
You know what they say about one bad apple? Well, we've got 2. It's American Animals. All your favorite athletes, entertainers, and weirdos are coming to you like you've never heard them before. Join Erik, Bad Apple, and Ian, Uncle Creepy McCall every Wednesday on Hot Button from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific. American Animals on Hot Button. Get some.
Welcome. American Animals is back, and that means
what up?
Ian McCall and Erik Apple is in the house, coming to you from Hollywood, California.
Yes, we are, and it is a beautiful day today. It was so fucking nice.
It was pretty
Amazing.
nice. It's been pretty warm out lately, and it's nice coming up here. You know, I know you don't like to drive so much, but I like coming up here to Hollywood, and we're right here off Cahuenga, right, kind of the heart of it all. This is the spot.
This is the center of where, if at least I'm coming up in this direction, this is where I want to be.
Yeah, for sure. So, good day today. We got a crazy day here at the studio. Floyd Mayweather here hanging out, doing one of the other shows here at Dash. We got some stuff going on.
The parking
here.
lot was full. I had to park across the street. And I work here. I had to park all the way across the street. There's a lot of people in the house. And obviously, Floyd, he brings a large group at all times. I think there's like 3 or 4 cars outside.
I don't even think that's big of that's that big of a posse for him. He probably has 20,
this is a Wednesday.
25 people.
Yeah.
On the weekends, it's bigger, 100%.
Of course.
100%. And so that kind of shut down the Dash radio studio.
It did. We're recording a little late, but that
doesn't matter if people listen at home.
No, who cares?
Because they're listening when? Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And guys, make sure you check out and follow at 2 American Animals on all of your social media. That means Facebook. That means Twitter. That means Instagram.
Don't just stalk us. Actually, click the follow button, because some people, they don't want to follow.
Yeah, I don't like lurkers.
Don't lurk on my stuff.
So what's going on, Ian? What's up with you this week?
So
you don't look as beat up as last week.
No, I last week I got my ass kicked like every single day, and this week I'm on point. I think ever since last week, pretty much I've been just beating the shit out of everybody, putting on a good show in the gym.
You have?
My resting.
You feel better about yourself?
I feel better about myself. My resting heart rate today was 34.
It's pretty good.
So that's
Olympic caliber athlete.
Yeah, I'm in elite shape as always, and I'm starting to feel better. I'm still I'm old, and all the guys that are helping me get ready for this fight are in their 20s or early 20s. So we actually have 5 different countries represented at my gym right now. It's New Zealand, Mexico, Ecuador, Japan, the U.S., and we got
Wait a
guys
second.
ranging
You mean to tell me the United States is represented at your gym?
Yeah, which is shocking.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm the excuse for an American there. So we've got a lot of young savages in there, and they are trying to take it to me. But sorry, still better than you. That's why I'm coach.
Well, last week you felt like shit.
I did.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe it was Vegas.
I'm pretty sure I know why.
Maybe it was the fact that I was in Vegas for 4 days.
There's no sport in the world like a combat sport that'll let you know when you weren't taking it seriously.
Yes, very much so.
Because the gap between dominating and beating people up and getting beat up is a very small gap. And if you're just off a little bit, you're getting beat up.
The gap between an 18-year-old newcomer who is a badass no matter what to a former world champion and myself who's 32. I'm seasoned. There's not that much, especially when you factor in athleticism and youth and energy and all this stuff. So I just have to get in a good baseline shape and let them start to work. And then once I start to pick them apart and they realize they can't hurt me and they realize that from a technical standpoint, I'm vastly better than they are. So it's a different game, becoming older. And I don't want to say I've slowed down, but I definitely don't want to expel all the energy I used to expel trying to beat somebody up. I want to make it a lot more precise.
Well, what do they say? Old age and treachery beats youth and exuberance every day, or youth and intensity, or something like that, right?
It's something along those lines.
Old age and treachery.
And it's true because I've just become a sniper. I just keep picking these kids off. But besides that, I'm doing some more business stuff in Orange County, just trying to work behind the orange curtain and be dad. My kid's just getting she's growing up, and I know I don't want her to grow up, but she's at a really fun age. We hang out a lot and we do a lot of fun stuff. So, I
mean, it just goes to kind of giving a good idea of your maturity. When you think doing child stuff is very fun.
Yeah.
She's going to get old. You go, this is not fun anymore. What happened to the old shit you wanted to do?
I was talking to my buddy today before I came over, and his daughter's 15, has a permit, and he's like, no, I'm taking her to the beach every day because it's summertime, and dude, she's going to get her license next year. And
I'm not going to have anything to do.
Her and her friends aren't going to hang out with me. And I'm like, wow. I was like, you're 50-something. It's the first adult thing I've ever heard you say.
50?
And so he's an older friend of mine, but his kid is about to kind of leave the nest, and he's tripping out about it. He's like, dude, I want to just hang out with my daughter.
You still got a little ways before that happens.
Oh, I know, but I'm just it's just funny to look into the future a little bit to see my friends that are now dealing with things that I will one day deal with. So who'd you have on the podcast this week on Storytime of Uncle Creepy? Today on the podcast, I had C- DJ for Fantastic Four, for Korn, for a bunch of he's traveled all over the world with Dave Grohl and those guys, and Foo Fighters. He's been all over the place and been a hip hop DJ and a rock DJ since the 90s. He knows Kubici. They're pretty much in the same era.
All I know is nothing's going to top Kubici's whole program where he is DJing on the the boats. So for those who didn't hear the show with Erik Kubici, DJ Erik Kubici has a gig now where he goes out on these cruise ships, and they have these cruises for fans of groups like NSYNC and New Kids on the Block. And they have separate ones. So they have one that's just 3,000 girls or 4,000 girls who love NSYNC.
And the thing is,
they buy tickets to go on a cruise
now
with NSYNC, and NSYNC performs, and he's the DJ on the boat. And there's 3,000 or 4,000 women, and he says literally 15 or 20 guys.
All those NSYNC fans that were at one point were 12-year-old girls are now 25-year-old, 30-year-old hot
whores.
Chicks, and they just want to get stuffed by some DJ that's close to NSYNC.
And I remember he said he's doing the New Kids on the Block one in October, and I am going to be his internal security.
Yeah,
I'm rolling with him, and we're just going to troll across that whole boat with our zippers down.
We just got to get. Just as long as we have a little hole, what they call it, a little porthole.
A glory hole?
A glory hole, yes, a glory hole.
We don't need a glory hole. We're not ugly.
Well, I meant to look as a view. I don't need a deck. I don't need a balcony. I'm just saying, just let me have some sort of view of the ocean.
Oh my God!
Go.
I mean, can you imagine 1:00 in the morning on that cruise ship? You could just walk through any hallway and women are just going to rape you.
Oh, just wasted and all fucked up and full of food.
Oh God, just horny from looking at New Kids on the Block, all excited. And here comes Ian, just walks through the room. Hey, what's up?
Oops, I took my shirt off by accident.
I have a penis. I'm so jealous.
I always have that trick. I can just take my clothes off. Like, wow, you look great with your clothes off. I'm like, I know. Weird, they're off. Strange. I don't know how that happened. What are you doing? Why are your clothes on?
I may have done this once or twice.
Not my first rodeo.
Seriously, that guy has the best job, I think, ever for those cruises. I would pay them to do that job. You don't have to pay me. I'll pay you if I can come DJ New Kids on the Block and NSYNC cruise
on a
ship.
Cruise.
Like you're trapped.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Okay, if a chick at least looks at you and goes, fuck it. There's only 15 of you out of 3,000 people. There's going to be, chances are there's enough women that'll go, fuck it. You're getting laid.
Have you been on what are the party cruises that go out of Long Beach called? Like the ones where they have the raves and stuff? That was just all the DJs. It's an actual
rave.
It's like a 3-day thing.
Yeah, I know. I won't do that.
I haven't gone, and honestly, I would be afraid to be trapped on that boat for 3 days. I would just go hard,
really hard. You're in international waters. I'm pretty sure anything's legal.
Well, everyone's smuggling drugs and shit on the boat because they have dogs and stuff. So everyone's sneaking shit on. But then once you're on the boat, it's on. They don't give a fuck. You think the cruise company cares?
So I might have a friend who smuggled some illegal substances a while back to Mexico for his birthday. But
what kind of a scumbag is sneaking stuff like that
Guess what he smuggled
into
them
Mexico,
in?
not out of Mexico.
Guess what he smuggled them in?
His butt.
Butt plugs. Because it was his birthday, so he got to fly down two girls.
Well, I mean, it's his birthday. He should put something in his butt.
He got to fly down with two girls, and he snuck all their party favors down in butt plugs.
That's super. I mean, that's
So
awesome.
I thought it was genius. I thought it was well played, sir. Well played.
Congratulations. There you go. There you go.
But that's so. Yeah, I'm never going to Vegas on a rave boat. But
Of course, you're not going to Vegas on a rave boat. No boat goes to Vegas.
Going to Vegas, going to Ensenada on a rave boat. But I wouldn't mind buying a boat. Fishing season's coming up. Fishing season's here,
Bro, a boat is the biggest waste of money on the planet. You don't want to buy a boat.
If you're rich, who gives a fuck?
If you own everything else there is to own, then you can get a boat. But you want to own everything else first. You want to own a badass house, 4 cars, a race car, horses, anything else. Buy the boat last, bro. The boat is the biggest waste of money. It's such a waste of money.
Yeah, it's just because you like to go kill.
No matter how much you like going in a boat. I mean, I had a free boat last year that we went wake surfing on all the time.
But that's freshwater.
I was still over it. It was like a pain in the ass, and it was free. Someone gave me a brand new boat.
I just want to go kill fish. That's all I want to do.
But that's why you have friends.
I know.
All right.
Thank God for all my rich friends. Jeez.
Thank God. American Animals is the show. Remember, every Wednesday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time till 7. Hot Button Channel here on Dash Radio. Eric Apple, Ian McCall. We are going to be back with our first guest in just a moment. Our first song of the night. We're going to listen to a little Run DMC, King of Rock. I thought that'd throw you off a little bit.
I've been with, I was hanging out with C- all day. Then we went to our friend's house and had some Armenian food. And they listen to good punk rock, Descendants and like good stuff while at dinner.
Armenians were?
Yeah.
Oh, good for them.
Best Armenians, these are some good ones.
I got a good Armenian story for you.
And they cook some fucking good Armenian food. Goddamn.
I got a good Armenian story real quick. We always do this. We always get off on our stories. But of
course.
I had a friend who he happens to work for the FBI. He's not like a secret agent or anything like that, but he works for the FBI. And he was like moving to LA and he was like, I want to train. And this is a long, long time ago when there weren't that many gyms in Hollywood. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I go, well, you can go hang out with like Carol Parisian and those guys at GoCore. Like, they're a bunch of badass judo dudes.
Yeah.
So he went there to train. He says like 90% Armenian guys. And he called me the next day. He goes, I can't go back to that gym. I go, what do you mean? Were they dicks? He goes, no, they were cool. I go, what, are they no good? He goes, no, they're really good. I go, well, why can't you go there? He goes, it's a conflict of interest. He's like, I have a file on several people in that room.
Yes.
I was like,
whoa.
Really? He's like, bro, they're all up to something. I was like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that's how it is. So anyways, we'll try not to get off subject too much. It's time to talk about and introduce our new guest, Ian. I don't know how well you know him, Ian, but I've known him for a little bit. Always been an awesome guy, and he's one of the stars of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. One of the
Which,
best
if you
in the
haven't
business.
seen, is one of the most exciting things, motorsports wise around. If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out.
I may have seen it once or twice.
You were there.
But he's one of the top drivers in the entire series, one of the most consistent ones. That's a fact. And his name is Ryan Beat. Ryan, welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up?
So Ryan, just a little bit of background for him, people who don't know everything about him. Ryan raced motorcycles growing up his entire life, and he had a real serious injury, Ryan, and that's what got you into driving trucks. And before that, karts. Tell us about your injury in racing motorcycles as a kid.
Yeah, I grew up. I was 4 years old when I first started racing motocross. Did the whole amateur motocross career deal. Turned pro, raced some arena cross, and then went supercross racing. And at that time was able to capture a factory Kawasaki job, doing testing and development on all the development bikes. For like Villapoto and Chad Reed and Tim Ferry at the time. So went down that road and had a job there for quite a while and was just having a blast. And unfortunately had a little mishap at the Kawasaki track off the 90 or the 15 and the 91 there. And
that's the one like right next to the tractor dealership, whatever.
Right next to the freeway.
Right next to the freeway.
Anytime you're driving at the 15, you'll see the guys out there motoing and practicing. But made a little mistake, crashed and shattered my navicular bone, which actually ended up ending my motocross career.
Yeah, we're listening.
So it ended up ending my motocross career. I had to have surgery.
Your
on my
navicular bone?
Yeah, basically.
Which bone is that?
That's a big word for Ian.
Scaphoid, basically, is what it's called.
It's in your hand.
In your hand, yes.
Yeah, basically in your wrist and your hand. Kind of
As you can see, I've had a few hand surgeries, so I know my shit. I'm just asking good questions 'cause it's my job.
Yeah. So, it basically just immobilized my wrist movement and hand movement. So when I started riding again after the surgery and after coming back trying to ride, my hand would just go numb, and it'd fall off the handlebars all the time. So
You have to hold on to those,
Yeah,
I think.
it-
You
it
just
kind of
couldn't hold the bars anymore.
yeah, just one.
So was that a case of like something where you would get tired, or it would just fail randomly?
It would kind of just fail randomly. I mean, it would start going numb, and then I couldn't feel nothing, and my fingers wouldn't work to pull in the clutch or to use the clutch and whatnot. So, it was just one of those things that I tried coming back from it. It just kind of wasn't happening, and it just I felt like I was at that turning point in my life of like, hey, do I go get a normal job and do the real life thing, or do I keep trying to chase this dream that may never amount into anything more? So, it's one of those deals where you're kind of sitting there and thinking real hard of, man, what's next? And then,
what age were you at this point?
I was probably 20 years old.
So yeah, that
20,
especially that
22
age,
years
you're trying to
old.
process it
One
all.
thing people don't understand is there's a lot of injuries that can be dealt with and can be fixed, and people can continue their professional career as an athlete. But a hand or a wrist injury, there's not that much they can do. As a lot of people in this room know, I've had 5 wrist surgeries. Ian's had a whole bunch of surgeries on his hand, and sometimes there's with your wrist, your hands are like nothing we can do. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's basically what the doctor told me.
Oh,
when
we
I was
tried
going in. Yeah.
3 times. You failed every time. Thanks. Real fucking cool.
Yeah, real cool. Thanks, guys. But it was one of those things that you kind of just come to those crossroads. And luckily, I had a family friend that had some off-road cars that was into the SR1, the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series, and they said, "Hey, you want to go out and try driving this thing?" And I'm like,
So was the SR1 the first type of car you sat in?
"Yes." Yeah, the SR1. So right at the time that I got in the SR1, they had some trophy kart races. It's kind of like what the kids were doing at the time. It's what kids get into off-road trucks, basically
Sure.
entry level. And they had basically kind of like an invite race, where McGrath and a bunch of big name off-roaders got to do it.
In
got
the trophy
invited.
carts?
Yeah, in the trophy carts.
Gotta be so much fun.
I got invited to go do it kind of through my moto background, and they're like, "You want to come try this?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" And it ended up doing really well. I got third versus like a bunch of the big name off-road guys at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, this is kind of fun. Let's see where this goes, And the next thing was we got in the SR1. Went and raced the SR1. The first time out, I got second.
So for people who don't understand what an SR1 is, an SR1 is what's a lot of people might know as a side-by-side.
Yes.
Like it looks like a UTV. They have a 1,000 cc motor, usually Yamaha, but there are a couple Kawasaki's and Hondas out there now.
Yeah, so if you can imagine a Yamaha street bike, a 1,000 cc R1 street bike, put inside of a 1,400-pound car.
Yeah.
So they absolutely fly. They rip. So
What is the horsepower rating approximately?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I want to say they're close to 230 or 300 horsepower. I mean, they're
So
Yeah, they're highly
230,
tuned.
240 horsepower to 1,400 horsepower car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to keep the thing straight.
Yeah, they're the wheel spin is unbelievable in them. I mean, you can't keep them straight to save your life. Basically,
It's a little rocket ship.
Yeah, it is literally a rocket ship on 4 wheels. So I mean, they're crazy fast. They're fun to drive, and so that was the first car I got into, and I went out and did really well right away. And then
And did you
there,
buy one before you even raced it, or you raced someone else's?
I raced someone else's, and then I decided to build my own. Built my own, and then went out and raced quite a few races. Won almost 7 races in a row, back to back, right off the bat. And from there, kind of just snowballed, never looked back. Got into the Pro Lights and then Pro 2s, Pro 4s, and kind of just been racing off-road ever since.
So for those who don't understand or don't know, so when you say you built the car, so you fabricated your own SR1.
Yes.
Now, where did your skills and how did you learn how to fabricate?
Honestly, I didn't know how to do anything when I first started this. My dad, had built race cars. My dad has quite an extensive background in racing and automotive racing. Raced sprint cars, raced Porsches, raced stock cars, all kinds
Very
of stuff.
cool.
So he kind of had the fundamentals and knew what to do. So basically, I went down to his garage one day. I'm like, Dad, I want to build a race car.
We got to do this, pops. Let's go.
Let's figure this out. And he's like, well, if you want to do it, you're going to learn to do it. So he made me learn how to cut metal, and fabricate, weld, all that stuff, notch too.
And this is what, 5 years ago?
6.5, almost 7 years ago now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a big learning curve, but that's how I learned. I mean, Dad said if I wanted to go do it, I had to learn how to do it and figure it out on my own. So we went down the shop and started building our own car, and here I'm at 6 cars.
So you
later,
raced someone else's SR1 once.
Yep.
And you said, let's build one.
Yep. Let's go for it.
Now, tell me this.
That's the right attitude to have if you want to get something done.
Compared to building a Pro Light, a Pro 2, a Pro 4, is the SR1 much simpler, I assume?
Yeah, I believe so. The SR1 starts off as you have a baseline, which is a side-by-side Yamaha Rhino or Kawasaki Teryx. So a lot of the stuff...
Is there anything in an SR1 that's actually from a stock vehicle?
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
You use the stock frame rails. I believe you use the stock hub still, at least on the front. Wheel studs, a lot of stuff like that you still use, But
Okay.
for the most part, it is a full, race car.
It's a race vehicle.
Now, what do these run if I wanted to go buy one tomorrow?
I believe
do.
you can buy a pretty decent used one for 20 to 25. Brand new turnkey from Weller Racing, which is kind of the people who started the class.
Yeah.
I believe they're 40, something like that.
I don't
40
think
or
that
45.
much. Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 30.
Because, let's say if I wanted to go buy a fun
I was told
toy
I
along
could
those
buy
lines.
a fast, competitive, badass one for 30, 35 grand.
Yeah, I believe so.
Especially
that
just
sounds
for a toy, that would be...
I mean, a regular Razor now is expensive, right?
Yeah.
A brand new
They seem
Razor is like
pretty wild.
25 grand, right?
Yeah, 25 or 26,000.
That's not even a race vehicle.
No. But the good thing is about those ones, you can go finance them.
Yeah, ain't nobody financing an SR1.
No.
I always thought about it. It'd be funny if there was a company out there that was willing to
Finance race
finance
cars.
people's
Finance
race
race
cars.
cars,
It'd be
yeah.
Could you
hilarious.
imagine that? Finance a race car and wreck it the first weekend out?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, God.
Insurance?
Can I finance my race motor?
Yeah.
No, Grady, tell you to
Oh, God.
get lost.
Yeah, no.
So you got into SR1. You raced one race, got second place.
Yep.
And then you said, let's build it. Your dad just happened to be a guy who knows how to fabricate, and you had a shop.
Yep.
So you guys jumped on it then, and then what?
And then we kind of just went with it. We were like, hey, let's figure this out. This is a pretty cool deal. It's kind of like a life after death from the motocross scene. It's, it really is supercross and motocross on four wheels. So, you know what? I did pretty good on bikes, and my dad had pretty extensive knowledge in car racing. So we're like, let's combine the two and see what we can do and have some fun. I never, ever imagined it would grow into a profession.
Yeah, so were you working at all at the time?
I was working full-time at that point, working construction on the side.
that's what I was
after
gonna
the
say.
Moto stuff ended.
Where'd you grow up?
San Diego.
Okay.
Yep.
Inland San Diego or?
El Cajon, yeah.
El Cajon, Santee.
Yep.
That's where they're all from.
Yeah, that's where.
Where it's
Was it
all-
Alpine?
Yeah, Alpine
It's
is
like
it.
one little neighborhood where they all come from. It's like not that small of an area, not that big of an area where like a lot of desert racers and a lot of short course kids come from.
And it's gnarly, like how much racing industry history is there? Ricky Johnson,
Yeah,
there's
Jimmy Johnson, all of them.
everything.
What's Jimmy's younger brother's name?
Jarrett,
Yeah, he's cool.
Jarrett
too.
and Jesse Johnson.
Yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah, super cool dudes.
So you started doing the SR1 thing. You were working construction.
Yep, working construction on the side for a family friend, and then me and Pops were like, "Hey, let's try this out." Built an SR1 and went out and won right off the bat with it. Won like 7 races in a row, and then I was approached by the Hart and Huntington team. Like they had at the time a pretty substantial off-road race team, and they were like, "Hey, you want to come over here and start racing with us?"
So you were killing it in your own SR1
Yep.
for just one season.
Yep.
And they said you want to come race a pro light.
Yep. So the next year I was over at the Hart and Huntington team, and then at that time they're like, "Hey, you build a truck, you build a pro light, we'll fund it for the year to go racing." All right, Pops, we got to build a pro light. So me and my dad, and then with some help of one of my good buddies, Robbie Woods, put together a pro light. And when we went out that year, in the first year, we had 7 podiums, 1 win, and ended up second in the championship.
Now, how big of a step in constructing the vehicle was that from going? Because an SR1 is relatively a simple thing, right?
Yeah,
There's not that much going on.
It was a huge undertaking. There was several times where I just wanted to pull the plug. I'm like, I'm over this. This is too hard. I'm done. Just forget it. But that never say die attitude we all have kept me going, and a lot of long nights. And
I hate quitting.
yes,
It's seriously just it'll
Even
ruin
if
months of my life. If I quit anything.
I might really want to. I would really like to, but I hate it.
yeah,
I have to get it done. I have to get it done faster than everybody else.
yeah, exactly. Get done. Get out of your hair.
So one season at SR1, straight into the pro lights, TV package, whole program. You're racing the big boys.
Yep.
And you got 7 podiums, had a win.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, it was good. It was a killer first season. Then
And how much simpler were things then?
I thought they would get simpler. The better you do, they're supposed to get simpler. But
No, more money, more problems.
Oh, definitely was the case. It's one of those things that more money, more problems, and more responsibilities. That's for sure. So it was kind of had to be a quick learning curve, because the next year, going to the next year, they the team asked me, hey, we got a spot for you to drive a Pro 4 and your Pro Light. So now Pro 4 is the big dog class. I mean, you're going out with guys that are 8-time champions, that
Carl Renizet,
guys that have been racing
LeDuc.
trucks longer than I've been alive. So,
the best of the best.
Yeah, so it was really a pretty gnarly jump. So we went ahead and rolled with it, did it. Like, let's go.
I mean, honestly, those guys are big names, but as someone who has a little bit of experience with this, I would think going from your success in a Pro Light to driving a Pro 4 is not as big of a jump as it was for you just going from motorcycle racing to racing SR1 for 1 year to racing Pro Lights. Those are two big jumps.
Yeah.
And from what I gather, I mean, driving a Pro 4 looks a lot easier and a lot more fun than driving a Pro Light.
I'll agree with that one for sure. The Pro 4 is a lot easier to drive, I feel, than the Pro Light. The Pro Light's really long,
a lot easier to keep it on the right side.
Narrow, yeah. Pro 4 is real wide and stable. All 4 wheels are digging, so you don't end up on your lid real easy.
I mean, I understand the guys are faster, but there's less people on the track.
Yep.
And it's easier to keep that thing upright.
Definitely. The Pro Light's a very tricky truck to drive. It's only got 12 inches of wheel travel. It's 116-inch wheelbase.
It's limited. They're all limited to a certain extent, but
except Pro 4. Pro 4s run whatever wildest thing you can
buy.
dream,
You put
pretty much.
you put the money into it, you can race it.
Yeah.
They got $100,000 NASCAR motors. Yeah. They're not playing.
Yeah, they're not playing. So jumping up and getting the opportunity to race that truck was pretty. It was definitely an experience of a lifetime. It was unreal. I had so much fun. It was a great learning experience. Put it that way.
So I've been involved in a lot of sports in my life. I mean, Ian knows I've actually gotten paid to do 4 sports in my life. And driving a truck was just like, I mean, every day I got in a car and I was like, that was fucking awesome. Like, fucking driving a race car.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, do you still get that feeling like I get paid to drive race cars?
Totally, yeah. Every time I get to strap in the car, it doesn't, usually, you get there on the weekend, you do all your media stuff, and then about the time that you strap your helmet on and climb in the seat and start putting your belts in, you're like, I'm getting in my fucking race car right now.
It's fucking go time.
I don't know if you guys know, but I have a race car.
Yeah, totally that little kid, that little kid smile comes
If
around.
everyone could see our faces right now, it's so funny, the smiles. Because you just feel like, yeah, buddy. It's so sick. You're just like looking like, what's up?
Yeah,
like when you start it, you look around like, who?
You just press your own engine.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
When I started this thing? That's my car.
Totally. It's
and you get to drive one of the loudest, coolest pieces of machinery on the planet. So it's like, how much more fun can you really have?
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely blessed and very thankful to get to call this a job, if you will.
100%. Well, guys, we just introed Ryan Beat. We are going to get to another song here on American Animals. And I don't even know if I can say the name of the song because it's Jay-Z. And I'm going to throw you off again with another hip-hop song that's not brand new.
Okay.
It's Jay-Z and Kanye. It's N-words in Paris. Can I say niggas in Paris? I just did.
You did. I never know with you because sometimes you want the rap, sometimes you want the punk, sometimes you want the metal.
The only thing you're not going to hear from me, and I don't know,
country.
Ryan might be a little bummed. Exactly, is country. I get the feeling Ryan kind of like country.
I'll listen to country.
See?
Yeah, I don't mind country.
Lake, on the boat.
Bro,
That's it.
I will slit my wrists.
Doing redneck shit, I will listen to country.
I will slit my wrists before I listen to country. It is fucking terrible.
I like, Southern girls, so I'll do whatever I can to
Yeah, I was
dick
gonna
suck.
say, I don't
It's
know.
like the
I
soundtrack to suicide as far
shorts.
as I'm concerned. Shit's terrible.
I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm just trying to, meet hot chicks, big buxom blondes.
I was
and
gonna say,
cowboy
have you
boots.
ever seen blonde country chicks? I mean,
Texas.
sure you'd
Oh,
be
well,
into them.
what's the thing?
Love
What's the
Texas.
thing they have at Coachella afterwards?
Wagon wheel?
No.
What the fuck's it called? It's a country festival.
It's the same festival at Coachella, but the next week it's a big country
Country
thing.
Thunder.
Stagecoach.
Stagecoach.
There we go.
I heard the bitches are
It goes
amazing.
off.
I heard it's a
But
whole bunch of slutty white chicks
how
with
much-
big titties.
How much more?
No,
Kenny Chesney or
Fuck
Florida
no,
Georgia Line?
bro.
Dude.
How much
You were messing
much
up.
more fun can Stagecoach be than how much more fun can it be than we have at Coachella?
I don't really remember. The problem is with Coachella, I don't remember anything.
Oh, we had a good time. We had a really, really, really good time, and I fell in love a couple times.
I know.
I found out one wasn't love, one was just sex, but most of them were love.
I'm really bummed about the one thing I'm bummed about
wouldn't text me
Coachella
back.
is I saw Guns N' Roses and I don't really remember it. I remember they were awesome, but I don't remember any details.
They were awesome. They were just really fucking old, and Axl broke his foot in L.A., so he wasn't moving around.
Yeah, but Axl sounded great.
Oh, he sounded amazing.
I
and
watched YouTube video clip of that. It looked pretty cool, but he's rolling around.
And if anyone saw me there and you saw who I was with, you know I was having a good time. So, it was a lot of fun. And but I don't know. I guess I need to go to a good country festival. Maybe that's what it is. We need to just try it out.
We should go to. I'm down to go to Stagecoach. I'm not listening. I'm not paying attention to music though. I'll tell you that.
Whatever.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm full punk rap all day long, but when there's a country concert coming around in town,
why not?
There.
my agent's all gung ho on country, so I'll have to deal with him.
Jason is?
Oh, Jason loves country.
Really?
I'm like, you okay, man? All right. I know you like baseball, but yeah.
Oh man. I'll try not to hold that against him.
Hey, whatever, man. I'm just in it for the fun.
All right. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. And you get it right through our website. I'll tell you one example and a great thing I would recommend. I'm a Star Wars fan, and the best thing to do is listen to audiobooks, the Star Wars audiobooks. They're great, and they have awesome sound effects as well. So download your free audiobook today. Go to audibletrial.com/animals. Again, that's audibletrial.com/animals for your free audiobook, or check out our website, www.2americananimals, and that's the number 2americananimals.com.
Anyways,
so we are hanging out with Ryan Beat, star of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, and Ryan's one of the top drivers and one of the most consistent drivers in the pro light class. And we're talking about how he got into racing trucks. And now, Ryan, you went from racing as a part of a team, and now you're running your own program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a decision I made 2 years ago. It's one of those things you got to spread your wings and fly. And I just felt like it was time for me to mix it up. And it was always a dream of mine, motocross-wise or anything I did racing. I wanted to own my own team at one time. I thought it'd be badass to own your own team. And
very advantageous of you. It's a big step, and it takes a lot of balls to do that.
Yeah,
I bet you regret that.
Nah, it was definitely one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. Just not as far as like the racing side, but accomplishment-wise. Being able to say that one day put that feather in your cap that you're able to do it. And
you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, just trying to keep the hustle and flow going. And I remember being a little kid and just thinking, man, it'd be so cool to have a semi, an 18-wheeler semi.
I got a semi right now, Ryan.
You do.
So it was one of those things that when I finally got to get to the point where to have a race team and buy a semi and have race cars under it and have all that fun, it was just an accomplishment thing. It was one of those things that I'll look back one day when I'm 80
it's awesome to say like it's my own program, it's my whole deal.
Yep.
I own everything you're looking at.
Exactly.
This ain't nobody else's.
Yeah, exactly. And know that the blood, sweat, and tears of my dad and close family and friends went into making the program. And so that's what it's really been about, is just the family and friends having a good time and going out and kicking ass, and having a good time.
So tell me about the pros and cons of it. I mean, so when you were at, what's the name of the team? It was BMG.
Hart Huntington.
So you didn't own the team, but you built your own car and prepped your own car, right?
Yep.
But you didn't. But you weren't. All the sponsor money wasn't necessarily going to you. Someone went to the team, and you got like a salary.
Yeah. So basically, I got an allotted budget, and they took in sponsorship throughout. Everybody, all the combined sponsors, and they allocated budgets to each program: Pro 4, Pro 2, Pro Light. Obviously, Pro Light being the lowest one on the totem pole, got the least amount of money. So it was one of those things that you had to work through. It was hard, at the time, we didn't have mechanics. I still had to do everything on my own. I had me and one mechanic, a good friend of mine, Roy. We sat there in the shop and we worked 12, 15-hour days every day to make it happen so we'd go racing. So, it started off as that, and now it's grown to a point where you can have mechanics.
At the time when you were with the team over there, were you content? I mean, you couldn't have been that bad. You're getting paid to drive a badass truck. You were just driving SR1 the year before. And 2 years before, you were not driving anything.
Yeah, like I said, it kind of snowballed and everything happened so quick that I didn't really know how to think or feel about a lot of things, And then after me driving, Pro Light and Pro 4, the following year it turned into me driving all three classes, where I drove Pro Light, Pro 2, and Pro 4, which had never been done before in the series. I'd been the first person to ever be able to do that and attempt it. And
you were?
Yeah.
Because you filled in for a couple people who were hurt or injured, or they left the team.
Yeah, people had left the team, and then there was people that were hurt and injured, and it was just at one point, 2 races into the season, team owners.
So you drove 3 cars in one weekend?
One weekend. So I spent more time on the track than I did, out of the car. So
Now, do they have to hold stuff up for you all the time?
yeah, the series would have to, give me an extra time because I literally jump out of one truck. I just trade helmets with my crew guys, put a clean, fresh helmet on, grab a drink of water, and jump right back in another truck.
Oh, you had a whole other helmet?
Yeah, I had to have a helmet for each truck, basically, just so it was stacked with tear-offs.
Yeah, I mean, other than the tear-offs, why would you need a whole other helmet?
Yeah, just because it took too long to do tear-offs in between races.
Yeah.
So you just have 3 helmets stacked with tear-offs, clean, ready to go.
Yeah, and it's plus having a sweaty helmet.
Yeah.
That's going to get that much more sweaty over 3 different races.
I mean,
Yeah.
just after a little while,
Yeah,
you
figure each race is roughly 30 to 40 minutes long, so between caution laps and whatnot. So you do 3 of those in a row, you're pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
Inside the truck, it's 130 degrees.
It's hot.
140
So,
degrees,
are the Pro 2 or the Pro 4 hotter than the Pro Light? Just because the
No.
motor's bigger?
Well,
Because
the-
I was pretty hot in my Pro Light. I'll tell you just so you know, the motor's next to you. It's not in the front.
Yeah.
It's the headers. The left side of the headers come 6 inches away from your right leg, right? Closer.
My truck, the header sits right against an 1/8-inch piece of aluminum that sits right against my leg.
Yeah.
So there's less than
It's
an
hot
inch.
as fuck.
So the headers are very close to your right leg, and I mean your right leg is literally cooking.
melting.
Your fucking leg's cooking, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. I actually found that I started wearing the really, really tight compression socks, the 2XUs, 2 times
cute.
U's, underneath my suit, and my leg didn't feel as hot.
Really?
It worked
Yeah, there's
somehow.
been several times I climb out of the truck and I don't even notice it from adrenaline where you go to take your suit off and it just peels the skin off your leg with it because it's been melting.
Yeah, it's
You know,
it's
kind of a normal
it's-
thing now.
Yeah, it's
Now
like one of those
starting
things
to
like, fuck.
it's hot, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Anyone's never been there, but it's hot. It's like I don't even know how a normal person would be like, bro, like how's that? You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Can't
That's unbearable.
do it,
Yeah, my
But
leg
then
is
again, it
melting.
goes back to, bro, I'm driving a race car.
I'm driving a race car.
I don't care how hot it is. I'm driving a race
I'm gonna
car.
deal with it.
Sweet.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, both you are familiar with the adrenaline rush. It's the second that adrenaline kicks in.
People don't get it.
Let me ask you a question.
That's a drug that is very hard to come by.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Even someone like yourself who's had a lot of podiums, a lot of wins, do you feel, or do you still feel, or did you used to feel a sense of relief at the end of every race? Like, okay, I finished the race. I didn't. It's all in one piece.
No, I mean.
Or
for
is it
me-
just like, if I didn't win, fuck?
Yeah, if I didn't win, I was mad. Trust me. I mean, there's a lot of times still to this day. I mean, I've gotten better over the years. Obviously, I've gotten older and a little more mature about things.
Pussy.
And how to handle things. When you're not doing as good as you want, but you come off and you still have that thought in the back of your mind, and you're like, dude, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I just sucked. I got 4th and I suck. Like, I need to be winning. This is stupid. What am I doing?
It's not good enough.
Yeah, it's not good enough. I mean, we're all competitive, and you understand that nature where it's not good until you win, and even when you do win, you still critique yourself if you're, on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
and as stupid Ricky Bobby was, if you're not first, you're
You're
last.
last.
It's fucking true.
it is.
And-
It's pretty true. It's
And,
pretty funny.
yeah, if you get to the precipice, if you get to the very top of where you're,
Precipice.
if you want to be in a,
Whoa. Let's just talk. Wait, you precipice, Ian?
yes.
You know what? I'm really
I've
proud
never
of
even
you.
heard that word before.
Okay, so if you become really good at doing something, okay, and you're elite, you're
Wait,
in
I
a
want to
world,
hear him explain it. It's even better than using it.
and
Do you know what plethora means?
I have a plethora. But el guapo, I have a plethora. So yes, you get to that rarefied air. It's hard to ever feel normal after that, or to know you've accomplished something so hard.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, like your goal is to, I want to win a race one day. I want to win a race at the top of the level that you can possibly be at. And you win that first race, and you're like, all right, that's cool.
More.
Yeah.
Now I need to do
Oh,
it
yeah,
again.
it's
Now
never-
I need-
it
it's
makes- it
never
makes it
enough.
worse.
It's like
It's worse because you know you can do it.
the most addicting drug you could ever have is
Yeah.
winning. I mean, by far.
And there's time, there's money, there's people watching, there's so much on the line, and you just thrive off it. And to be able to perform under that sort of pressure is it's amazing.
God, I guess I got to try to get to that level someday because when I'd finish a race, I'd be relieved. I'd be like, I made it. I'm on 4 wheels, and I was on the lead lap. Woo! I didn't get lapped.
No,
All
it's,
right.
it's definitely for somebody who hasn't raced their whole life.
Yeah.
It is an accomplishment, and for anybody to even qualify, for off-road racing to make the main events is a hard thing to do. So,
I didn't do that very often.
I mean,
There's a lot I didn't qualify for.
but it's hard. So it's a huge accomplishment. But when you get to that level, just like anything else, I mean, Floyd Mayweather here in the in the studio, I don't think he'd be very pumped if he went out.
He
and
doesn't know what
lost.
it's like to lose. He never
Yeah,
lost.
yeah.
We lost as an amateur. We never lost as a pro.
Yeah, so I mean, to take that and lose, you're not going to be very happy. You got to.
Well, winning is a lifestyle, right? It's there's some people out there who won't accept losing, like they just don't accept it.
Yeah.
One person who makes me think of that, and I hate to go back to fighting because we always talk about fighting, is Jake Shields.
Yeah.
Because he somehow he'll squeak out fights or just beat dudes, and just it's not that he was better than them or that his style should beat theirs. There's just people out there who refuse to lose.
He just put it together.
He's gonna figure out a way to
Yeah.
not. I'm not losing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking losing today.
Yeah, I don't care how it looks. I'm beating you.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
win.
it might not be pretty. I'm gonna figure a way out.
Yep.
So it's a lifestyle, it really is, and it's like you said, and you're so consistent that I can imagine that if you're not first or second or not even that, just first, if you don't win, you're like fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, trust me, there's plenty of times that I'm happy. I'm like, it's a good day to come in second, good day to come in third, but you're always striving for that first place, and it's really when that first place does it feel good, but then you get that first place, and you're like, all right, I want that high again, because of the cameras and the lights and the money and sponsorship and everybody in your team's happy, and to see you come off the track and you see your team that ecstatic because they know how many hours they put in on the truck.
Yeah.
Your guys and
Yeah,
for me, my dad.
That's another question I have is, do you feel a sense of responsibility or pressure because of all the people who put their time and effort and money into you?
Totally, because for my team, everybody puts their heart and soul into it, and it's like a big family. So for me, if I go out and donk it and drive like a dork, first thing I come over the radio and go, sorry guys, I screwed up. I blew it. Thank you for giving me the best truck you could have given me. Today it was my fault. So I mean, for me, it's a big thing to realize.
People don't understand. It's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of money involved. It's like fuck. I just wadded this. It's gonna cost this much to fix it.
Yep.
Or I got all these dudes who put in 15-hour days in trying to make sure that I can go fast and fucking win.
Yeah.
And I fucking blew it, and I wasted all their time. Fuck.
So Mexico, last race 2 weeks ago, I win the first day in dominating fashion. Had like a 10-second lead.
10 seconds.
Yeah, we are killing it. So we qualified.
Did they check
fast
your
time.
motor after the race? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
We qualified fast time and started on the pole and just checked out and won. Never looked back. And the second day, I qualified first fastest again, and they did what they do what they call an invert. So I qualified first. They pulled a 6th pill, so I had to go to the 6th position and start back in 6th and work my way through the pack. Well,
4th row inside.
3rd row
Sorry,
outside.
sorry. I can't count.
Yeah, 3rd row outside. So
I was just checking.
I had to start there and start working my way back through the pack. And of course, we get halfway through the race, and I kind of start pushing probably a little harder than I should have been at that point. But first was right there. I was sitting 4th, and I'm like, I got all 4 of these guys. I'm pushing real hard, and I made a mistake and cost me the race. I crashed the truck pretty hard.
And that's in the rhythm section, or what some people call the whoops.
Yeah.
But the thing is the thing about the Mexico races, that's not a track you can go practice at.
No.
Were the rhythms or the whoops were you able to actually double rhythm through them or
yeah,
not?
so all weekend I had the perfect line through them. My truck worked the best through them out any of the other trucks, and we were really consistent through there. I could consistently, there wasn't one time I missed them. Well, as I was coming through the pack, I was pushing a little harder than I should have been. I stepped outside, 2 feet outside the normal line, and it was trying to make a pass down through there. And there was a hole that I didn't know about and didn't see.
Bucked.
Clipped the hole, and it bucked and got kind of squirrely. I thought I was going to pull it off, and when it bounced on the side, it caught the tire and blew the bead off the tire. Got a flat tire, and the tire hooked, and I went for a pretty violent crash.
You went for a cartwheel and then a front flip.
Yep.
And it wasn't so much the cartwheel, the front flip. It was the stopping that seemed the most.
It was the end of the front flip
part.
Exactly.
And
the end of the flip.
you
and
came
the
to it just
violent-
to stop, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
the violent stop was what hurt. you definitely feel it in your brain and your back. But I remember coming over the radio and just going, sorry, guys, that was all me. I didn't mean, we had the perfect truck and I ruined it. So there is that sense of responsibility of like, hey, these guys put in the time. I need to keep it together and hold my brain together,
Yeah, and your equipment did its job, so everything held together.
Yep. All the safety equipment did its job.
But see, they also understand that you're the guy that takes chances. You're the guy that takes chances to win, and lose. Yeah, you have to take chances to be great.
Yeah.
And that's
well, at the end of the day, if you know you're doing the best you can, just like they know they're doing the best you can. It is what it is.
Yeah, and first thing when I got out of the medical unit, and got back to the trailer, and they said, dude, we have no problem fixing the truck when you're driving that hard. You're pushing that hard and trying to win and giving it 110%.
You're not trying to win. You were winning.
Yeah.
You won the day before.
Yep. So they understand. They're just as wide open and pumped on it as I am. So it's cool to have a team and a crew like that.
That's awesome. Real quick, give me 20-second answers. What's your best moment racing a truck or a car? The best memory.
Moment?
Yeah.
Probably winning in Mexico because I was horrible in Mexico last year. Horrible.
So that was the most important win of your career so far?
Yeah, because the year before in Mexico, I had crashed out both days. Just did horrible. Couldn't figure out the track, and I seriously looked like a beginner there. And I'd been racing for quite a while.
And what's your worst moment since you've been driving cars?
Mexico.
So wait. So you're telling me right now you had your greatest moment ever in a race car and your worst moment in a race car in the same within 24 hours of each other.
24 hours of each other for sure.
Isn't it weird how life works?
Yes.
American Animals at 2 American Animals on all your social media. Ryan, what's your how do people find you on Twitter and Instagram?
At RyanBeat51.
RyanBeat 51.
Yep.
Make sure you follow or like him. Because we don't like lurkers. You got to follow it. Just like you got to follow at American Animals. And let's talk about, you want to give a shout out to your sponsors. Who is taking care of you? I know Rockstar, obviously, Maxis.
Yeah, Rockstar has been with me for 5 years now, as well as Lunar Pages, Maxis Tires, Gibson Exhaust Systems, Ram Mounts, Rigid Industries. All these people that make awesome off-road products.
And they really are the ones who make it happen. So
yeah.
Make sure you guys, everybody support the people who support racing and support Ryan Beat. We'll be back here on American Animals in just a moment with our next guest, but Ryan Beat is going to hang out as long as we will keep him around here. American Animals is back. Erik Apple, Ian McCall joining you from the Dash Studios here on Cahuenga in the beautiful center of Hollywood, California. We were here at the studio late.
Beautiful.
We had a big crew here. We had
there's a lot of people in this place.
We had Floyd Mayweather and the entire posse coming in and kind of take over the studio. And I mean, I almost feel lucky we got to do the show. They tried. Some of the people who run Dash were like, "Well, we're going to shut the whole place down." I was like, "Yeah, right."
Mitch.
My people are here and we're doing our show. I could care less who's here.
Make me leave.
So we've had a good time here with Ryan Beat, getting us some good info, and it's great to hear some of his story. And we're going to have him on the show some more tonight. But now it is time for yet another guest. We're going to switch gears. Was that too much of a pun for Ryan? We're going to switch gears, and we're going to move over to another sport and someone else that is very near and dear to our hearts.
Yes, we've known for a long time.
Say hello to Sonny Garcia. Hi, Sonny.
How's
Welcome
going,
to the show, buddy.
Thank you,
Uncle.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Sonny, or you might call him Vincent, Sonny is the year 2000 world champion of surfing. He actually
legend.
He's one of the legends of pro surfing. He has 6 Vans Triple Crown championships, which is by far the most. I don't think anyone even has more than 3, right?
No, 4. I think
someone has 4. And Sonny actually is the leader in WQS wins with 22, I believe.
Kind of a weird
which
one.
is kind of random, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
The QS is like all the small wave events.
Well, not small waves, but just the smaller events.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily in little waves.
Most of them.
Yeah, that's
Which is weird to me because I mean, when you think of Sonny, you don't think of small waves.
no, never.
I mean, you think of Coca-Cola and candy. You think of pipeline. You think of Sonny. Sonny doesn't like pipeline. He hates pipeline.
I mean, just thinking of
Wants to
big
go right.
Hawaiian
Sure,
waves.
small waves sometimes. I feel like it.
When he's bored. So Sonny, thanks for I've been kind of bugging him a little bit about making it here, but getting Sonny into Hollywood is it's like pulling teeth.
Well, yeah. When you live at the beach, why the fuck would you want to come up here? I gotta come up here for
Well, he
work.
travels all around, but he doesn't want to travel to Hollywood.
People that
That's for
wanna get
sure.
Famous want to come to Hollywood. I don't want to be famous.
You want the opposite?
Just want to
Oh my gosh.
into a rock.
I don't want to. I don't want anybody to know me. So, Sonny, what's been going on with you lately? I know you've been doing a lot of stuff with Maoliola. For people who don't know, that's helping the kids with cystic fibrosis.
Been working with the Maliola Foundation. Been taking kids with cancer and cystic fibrosis surfing. We're coming up to our yearly tour in August. We start off in California. We go to Texas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, New Jersey, New York. I think this year we're also going to loop around and go through Denver and end up in Vegas. Just visiting kids in the hospital.
So Denver and Vegas, you're just going to hospitals and seeing kids.
Yeah.
Almost every time I check, I look at it, Instagram, I see yours. It's always you with kids surfing, and that's
all year long we take kids surfing. So I'm semi-retired. Well, I'm pretty much retired. Not doing as much events.
You surf for a living your whole
just
life.
Trying to pay it back and spend time with the kids and put some smiles on some faces.
They're the only people that don't piss you off, pretty much, huh?
You gotta love kids.
You can't get that mad at the kids.
Exactly. You get mad at them.
I don't really care less what they think or whatever. But kids, love kids.
And talk about there's something that science and doctors can't explain, but the surfing in the saltwater actually helps the symptoms of kids with cystic fibrosis, correct?
The kids with cystic fibrosis, they go to the hospital and they basically give them the saline treatment in the hospitals. And why go to the hospital and get a saline treatment when you can take them surf and
now does the saline treatment is it saline treatment very effective?
Yeah, it helps out. They go in, they get the saline treatment, and they get this this jacket that they put on and kind of shakes them around and helps break up the mucus so they can breathe better.
So
why not go in the ocean and get a real life
if it's available? Yeah, and then have somebody who can take you and
get them out in the water. Well, I think
and a little exercise.
James and Charlie Dunlap, they saw this. I think they had a write up in Australia. The kids that were surfing down there were a lot healthier, so they started up the Maliola Foundation, started taking kids surfing. So it's been a good thing, and they back it completely, and we get to go out and take kids surfing and just have fun.
Yeah, 100%. Nothing better than that. But I was going to mention, it's interesting though, because is it true that the doctors don't really know why the ocean water helps it? Or do that's what I was under the impression.
I've never got into the whole backside. I just know that it helps the kids, and to take them surfing and see them smile.
And explain a little bit about what cystic fibrosis is. It's almost like a real serious like a case of like pneumonia, right? Well, it's in your lungs, and mucus in your lungs is very clogged up, right? They can't breathe.
Kids with cystic fibrosis, basically, the body or immune system can't break up the mucus in their lungs, so they breathe in that saline treatment and have that jacket that shakes it up, so it helps break it up so that they're able to breathe a little better.
Now, I was in Tahiti 2 months ago.
At Chopu?
Yeah, I was at Tahiti, and one of the things we did with all the contests, we have at least one day, if not 2 or 3, where we try to do some social projects in whatever country we're at. And we visited a hospital with a bunch of infants and a bunch of kids, and I held one child that had cystic fibrosis, and just holding this baby, I could feel the baby breathing. And I could never have imagined that their lungs are that clogged up.
Yeah, it's so labor intensive to have.
I could just feel like, I was tripping.
I aspirated before, and I was in the hospital for 10 days, and it was. Just to breathe.
I was self-inflicted.
It was.
I can't imagine the problems that they go through trying to breathe.
Just enjoying the day.
I've just had this cough. I've had this cough for a week, and all this mucus built up in my chest, and it's killing me. I couldn't imagine, having to live with that every day. Having to have a special diet and go to the doctors, and some of these kids. They live at the hospital.
Yeah,
having to drain their lungs.
And there's a couple different reasons that what you're doing is awesome and it's a great thing. Number one, you're helping somebody, which at the end of the day, no matter how shitty your day is, you helped somebody or made somebody feel good, you could sleep well at night. The second thing is it makes you appreciate your health and your ability, because you think about, I'm not making as much money as I want, I didn't win the race that I want to race, but when you hang out with these people who have a problem that they have to deal with 24/7, 365 days a year, it makes you think differently. Like, man, I have all 4 arms and legs, I'm feeling all right.
Yeah, I always say that by visiting these kids and taking them surfing and stuff, they're helping me more than I feel like I'm helping them, because to see the pain and trauma that these kids live with, man, makes my life just seems like heaven.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
Appreciate life a lot better, because my problems are nothing compared to theirs.
Yeah, well, good on you, and we're stoked to hear you doing that. And I mean, it changes my perception of you a little bit, but I still think you're a dick.
Just being able to make the kids smile like that. I do a lot of work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation or Ronald McDonald House, and it brings this like life into you. Just helping these kids out, just to make them happy for a little bit, for an hour or two. It's like, it's incredible. And sure, sometimes I'll get a call a week later. Oh, hey, say a prayer for this kid you met this time. He's gone now.
Yeah, it's the worst.
But like that'll fuck me up for a couple weeks. But it's the fact that I was able to make that kid happy and sign T-shirt for him, or play a video game with him, or whatever it was, or take him surfing. It doesn't matter. For an hour, 20 minutes, made him happy, and that's huge.
So many wonderful foundations out there that help children out. I mean, I try and get involved as much as I possibly can. There's so many that you can help. I mean,
tell
anybody. I mean, if you're helping any foundation that's helping a kid, that's a huge.
Yeah.
So tell me this before we change the subject. Is there ways that other people can get involved and help Mauliola?
Yeah, and you can go to the site, mauliola.org, and
it's MAULIOLA. OLA.com. .org. Okay, and people can go there, and there is a way for them to get involved or donate.
We always need people to help out at all the surf days or hospital visits.
Awesome. Okay, so check it out, mauliola.org. So it's MAULIOLA.org. That's ORG if you've been living under a rock, or you're not very smart, or you're or you're from Waianae.
Yeah.
So Sonny, let's change the subject a little bit. What's going on in your competitive life? I know you've been doing some select events, some big wave events like Eddie Aikau this last winter.
Right now, nothing. I mean, last winter, well, the day after Christmas, I broke my arm. I still surfed the Eddie with a broken arm, just because it doesn't.
Because you're a man.
It'd been since the last time they ran was 2009, so there was no way that I was going to miss it.
Yeah, and the Eddie was pretty special this year.
Yes.
Yeah, it was huge.
And you were one of, I'd say, 3 competitors who chose not to wear the safety vests.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what the safety vest is. It has an inflatable canister that people can pull.
They have these safety vests that basically has air canisters. So if you get in trouble, you can yank,
pop the canister.
Yeah. Yank the canister and it'll blow up the vest and help
big
you float back up to.
Makes the vest a balloon, basically.
Yeah. So
and some of the vests have 2, right? Or they all have 2?
I think most of them have 4 now.
4 now.
So you can pull it, and then they have one thing that you can pull to deflate the vest.
Okay.
Just in case you need to get back under some waves or something.
Okay.
I know. I think I.
Have you ever put a vest on?
No.
Good for you.
I think the vest is a great idea for people that think that they're going to get in trouble. I'm semi against the vest because you have yahoos that don't belong in the water.
It's a false sense of security.
Belong, hey, you guys fight, and it's just like, hey,
it's like wearing a helmet.
No, but seriously, like, let me go jump in the ring, fully padded headgear, pads everywhere.
I'm still gonna beat you to death. It's just gonna take a long time.
It's not the same, I think, I firmly believe that if you're gonna be in that kind of surf, that you should be ready, because say you pull on the safety vest and the device doesn't work, then you're fucked. Aware. And I feel that you're only endangering not only yourself but everybody that's going to be there to try and save you. I got a little flack from it. It's just a personal thing. I feel like if I get to the point where I need to wear the vest, maybe I should really rethink my day, and maybe I should just sit on the beach and enjoy watching everybody else take a beating.
It's true that it's not the kind of sport where you can have that false sense of security, because the ocean's trying to kill you. I mean, you're putting yourselves in harm's way, and that's fucking scary.
Kalai Alexander's one of my super good friends, and he helped get me a vest and was giving me a hard time. And then I watched his heat. Him and McCall got into this one wave, and they kind of collided. Well, McCall was fortunate enough to fall off the back and didn't get sucked over. But Kalai, on the other hand, had the vest, and I think his vest was slightly inflated. And he fell and skipped over the ledge and went over, like, head first, backwards,
upside
on a 30-foot
down
wave. And it was like one of the worst wipeouts I've seen in a long time.
It was legit.
And when he got to the beach, I remember telling him, "How'd that vest go?" Because I think hadn't he had the vest, he would have. He would have sunk and would have came out the back rather than skip over the ledge.
And just for people who didn't see the Eddie this year, you should check it out. You can go on WSL's on YouTube and check out the Eddie Aikau event. And when Sonny says that Kalai went over the ledge on a 30-foot wave, he means a Hawaiian 30-foot wave.
He fell off a building.
It was huge.
A 6-story building.
Yeah.
5-story building.
It is, not the thing you want to be doing.
The Eddie this year was as big as it's been in decades.
It's
That's
massive,
the biggest Eddie I've ever competed in. I mean,
and you're old.
To give people like, I'm used to surfing Waimea, and there's it always breaks in the same spot, and it was so big that it wasn't even breaking it in the usual lineup. So we got cleaned up a bunch.
So normally if a set closes out the bay, just one set that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
At the Eddie Aikau this year, every set had one wave that closed out the whole bay.
Yeah.
Which is,
frightening.
If you understand the dynamics of how deep the water is in the middle of Waimea, if a wave is breaking in the middle of the bay, it's a really big deal. And you could just go on there and you could see the highlights of the skis, how many times the entire water patrol had to beach the skis.
If you surf Waimea all day long, you have one oh shit moment. That's a big day. I had a oh shit moment
every time you're in the water.
So it was big. It was a real deal. I remember, I think we were there at 7. Well, we got there at 6. So at 7 o'clock we were having the safety meeting, and they're like, we're gonna start the contest 8 o'clock, and getting everybody ready. And we're all, you have 24 of the best big wave surfers all looking at the lineup, thinking, you guys are running?
You were hoping they were going to say, nah, it's too big.
We're watching, but the babe's closing out right now. You're going to run.
I can't believe.
now in the first heat.
Now, one person, somebody hurt their neck a little bit, but I cannot believe that there was no serious injuries. I'm knock on wood, because our friends were, for the most part, pretty safe.
Uncle Clyde hurt his shoulder.
Noah
Johnson. Somebody ran into Noah Johnson and hurt his knee, so he couldn't surf.
When Sonny says Uncle Clyde, he's talking about Clyde Aikau. It's Eddie Aikau's younger brother. And Uncle Clyde is in his mid-50s, right?
No, he's 66.
Jeez. 66 years old, and he paddled out at the biggest waves that Sonny had ever seen at Waimea. Yeah. The guy's legit. Yeah. And he just paddled out. He caught some waves.
No, he got some big ones.
The guy's awesome.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things, and I don't want to be disrespectful at all, because I'm very respectful of the Aikau family. But it was one of those things where it's almost like, I don't care how good a shape you are, how much knowledge you have, or even if this event is named after your brother, at 66, are you sure this is a good idea? But it's not for me to judge. It's his. It's his deal.
It's run. The way you get your invite is,
from the family.
Guys watch everybody that surfs out there, see who charges. I'm out there every time there's a swell.
It's still invited by the family.
Always out there on the biggest days, taking off on the biggest waves. So even at 66, his spot, regardless of who he is and who his family is, he deserves that spot because he's consistently out there taking off on the biggest waves.
There you go.
Even at 66.
You heard it.
Damn.
Can't argue with that. Sonny Garcia says so. Vincent says so. We are here at American Animals. Ian McCall, Erik Apple, hanging out with Sonny. Sonny, what is your Twitter and Instagram? Is it just Sonny Garcia?
Sonny Garcia.
Just at Sonny Garcia, SUNNY Garcia, GARCIA. Sonny, you're going to hang out here for a minute, and I want to tell you, we do not just have guests on the show. We actually have some regular features and segments of the show. We like to talk about a couple different things, and one of those things we like to talk about, we want to stay current. We want to sound smart, so we talk about some current events. I got to educate Ian sometimes.
Yeah, because I don't watch the news. He just breaks his shit on me like kids getting eaten by fucking crocodiles and alligators and bears and, you know, whatever else is going on in the world. It's always bad shit. I'm in a bubble.
So let's talk about some current events. Can you hang out and talk? And we want to hear what you have to say. So obviously everyone knows that in the world we've had some stuff going on with ISIS and all of that lately. And of course, the attacks in Brussels. We had the attack in Florida at the gay club down there, and then just the other day, this attack.
Leave the gays out of this.
We had this attack, another attack now in Turkey, and it's bringing this thing more and more to the front. We just had all these Democrats. You just see these Democrats in Senate or Congress. They did a sit-in. They protested their own deal about gun control, and I was laughing the other day because I saw this meme about after these guys blew themselves up with suicide vests. Do you think that they're going to outlaw suicide vests? We should ban suicide vests because it's the vest's fault. These guys blew themselves up and killed people with vests, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I want to know, Ian's and Sonny, what do you guys think about? Is it the gun's fault? Because I mean, you can already tell by the jokes I'm making.
It's Eminem's fault.
I think it's the people's fault.
If everybody had guns, no one would end up shooting each other.
I think it'd be a safer world.
It would be much
a
safer.
safer world if everybody had guns.
I think it's. I mean, because here's the deal: guns are illegal in Paris and in Brussels, in Belgium.
Yeah.
And oh my God, people got shot. Wow. What are you gonna do?
Who's going to turn in their guns? All the law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, we're not Australians. We're not going to turn our guns in.
Yeah.
And then all the criminals are going to.
I mean, so for me, if I was like a robber or a burglar, I would be so much less likely to break into a house if I thought there was a pretty good chance that those people have guns, right?
Yeah, that's certain death. You know, you go break into a house or sleep and they don't have any guns. They're probably gonna be scared shitless because I'm a bad guy. They think I have a gun, even though all their guns got taken.
Well, did you see in the news? I don't know, like probably 2 months ago, there was a high school kid who broke into a house in Florida, and a lady shot him, and he died.
Florida.
Yeah, because
it's
Florida, which is the most white trash place of all time. And I'm white, I can say that shit.
It's more southern than the south, so just do the math.
I mean, look, fuck the wall of Mexico. I think we should build a wall between Florida and Georgia and tell those people to go fuck themselves.
It's gonna sink in a few years anyway, so fuck them.
So there was a kid who broke into a house, a high school kid in Florida, broke into a house, got shot and killed, and it was nuts. His family was on the news, and they were like blaming the person who shot at the kid. They were blaming the school system.
Yeah.
And then one of his family said it's society's fault because he didn't have enough money to buy clothes. Did you saw this? It was phenomenal. It's phenomenal that our society is blaming that stuff. And I also recently
I came from a poor family. You didn't catch me going to surf shops and stealing surfboards.
Yep.
You know, my mom had to save for a little bit. She bought me a board. I got my first surfboard from the Goodwill.
Yeah.
And that's how I started surfing. So,
and you know what? I bet you were stoked on that board, huh?
It is not society's fault. It's your parents' fault because they're lazy. They don't want to work. You know.
Exactly.
They don't want to teach their kids. You know, you see modern society totally against spanking their kids.
That's the
I got
worst.
spanked. All my mom had to tell me was, "I'm telling your dad."
And shit changed real quick.
God, you real quick.
Whoa. Hold on.
Hey, let's not get crazy.
Wait, what did I do wrong? Can I take it back? Let me go outside, rake the yard.
I trip out on people who are like,
wash your car.
I trip out on people who say like, I don't spank my kids. I'm like, so they do whatever the fuck they want? Yeah. What do you mean you don't spank your kids? Because I know like people like us, like if you didn't spank me, I'm like, fuck it, I'm not listening to you.
Hey, I live part-time in Orange County, and I watch all these kids talk back to their parents, man, I want to smack them.
I don't think it's just an Orange County thing. I think that's society in general nowadays.
I don't know. In Hawaii, you talk back to your parents.
Somebody else will spank you.
Not only will your parents spank you,
The people at the next table.
Auntie, uncle, everyone's slapping the shit out
I don't know
of you.
whose kid this is, but I'm going to spank him.
Yeah.
Everyone goes, yeah, spank it for me too.
Slap in your head talking back to your parents in Hawaii.
So I was looking up some stats recently, and I read that more people in America die, you're going to laugh at this, from hammers and knives than they do guns. So should we outlaw hammers and knives? I'm just curious. Yeah, that's.
McDonald's
if you want to take
probably
a step
kills.
further, we should talk about fast food, smoking.
Drinking.
So that's a little
Bad for you.
that's a little factoid stat for you.
Weed's illegal here because it makes people do crazy things like smoke weed, kick back, eat, drink,
Relax.
yeah, do nothing,
Go to sleep.
right? But you can go out and drink all you want, go drive your car and just kill people.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. It's a
Right?
little
And
crazy.
then
Funny how that
get
works.
Get your license suspended for 6 months.
Yeah, slap on the wrists and pay some fines.
So that's going to lead me into my next current event that caught my eye today. I read today that a man in Minnesota, northern Minnesota of all places, and no, this is not
Great White
Wisconsin. I was thinking Wisconsin to make a
it's
murderer.
It's not TJ's family.
So a man in Minnesota, he killed and decapitated a man that raped his girlfriend.
Okay.
Not only you raped my
Rapists
girlfriend,
should
not
be
only did
killed.
I kill you, I cut your head off. It's pretty legit.
I mean, I'm all
him a
for
medal.
killing.
Give him a medal.
Yeah, I'm all
I
for killing
mean,
those people. So I
But the killing the guy wasn't enough. I mean, to actually finish the job of cutting someone's head off. And now I've never cut a person's
I
head
wouldn't
off.
take it that far. I would just kill the guy. But I'm just saying.
So
Well, the guy was dead, so
yeah, at that point he's just playing with his food.
I got bored. Like, whoa.
That guy's pretty serious. I mean, I can't imagine what would come to somebody who tried to rape a girl in my life, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I mean, man, I don't know if I would stop hurting them until someone would have to stop me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's I personally, I got molested when I was a kid, and for me that kind of stuff does not go down well with me. I had some friends recently that got raped and nothing got done. I don't think that the law protects people, from these fucking criminals that do those kind of things. And
Well, I don't know if it's a
when I hear
law.
that
If
kind
it's,
of thing, I'm like,
I think
I'm
maybe the
down for
problem is
that.
more with law enforcement, because in that situation, law enforcement didn't take it very
Fucking
seriously.
Last, I had something happen to a friend, and they fucking did absolutely nothing. And it's a fucking joke, the legal system here. They make big hooplas over things. Shit, I got fucking chased for fucking jaywalking. The cop, you would have thought the cop, like, I just killed somebody, but yet people are getting raped, and they're this talk shit about the girl's wearing this or she was doing that and she really wanted it. That's all a fucking crock of shit.
So that leads me to another thing. There are now states, and Texas is one of them. And this is something I don't think we talked about this on the show the other day. That there's a guy who caught a man molesting his daughter, like red-handed. It was happening, and he beat this guy to death, and he wasn't charged. There's some states now where if you are protecting your wife, your children's lives, and something like that happens, and it's like a violent thing, that you don't necessarily have to be charged. And this guy was.
Maybe if
I like it.
If more states had that law, you would have less
rape.
I mean, like that just comes back to the whole
Saying their guns.
the
If everyone's got a gun,
everybody has a gun.
you're gonna keep your act together.
Think about
Yeah,
it
keep
before
your dick
you
in your
do
pants,
something.
creepy. Fuck.
Potentially they were going to get their head cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how bad of an idea that is,
I think the laws nowadays protect the
They
guilty
protect-
more than the innocent.
Yeah.
yeah, it seems like it for sure.
Well, it's a game for lawyers to make fucking money. I think,
Yeah.
or the system,
Well-
the system to make money.
For sure.
So, I mean, pretty much everyone in this room who has a microphone has at some point been involved in the legal system. And it's funny because you find out that it's not about did I really do something wrong, or did I do something that would endanger
I didn't have
anybody?
enough
It's
money.
it's a game.
Yeah.
It's just a game, and who has the best lawyers and most money wins.
I mean, I went to jail for taxes, and it wasn't that I didn't pay my taxes. It was the people that I paid to do my taxes didn't file and pay my taxes. So not only did I get fucked by the people, my CPA, I got fucked by the system saying that I owed all this money, even though the CPA screwed it up and didn't pay for it.
Do CPAs?
And I go to jail, and that guy fucking's laughing.
Yeah. Now, you don't really hear about CPAs going to jail very often?
No, because they're the one that just screws everything up, and they're protected by law.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, it's always the ones that funnel the money like
Because
blatantly
people
in
like me
accounts.
that don't know how to file taxes.
Okay, just
are
sign
saying
here?
it's
Okay,
like,
cool,
yeah,
thanks.
Here you go, sign this. Oh, by
Okay,
the way,
bye.
You screwed up because you just signed everything away, saying that you're responsible for it all, even though you don't know anything about it.
So there we go. We got talked about some gun stuff. We talked about a man who decapitated him. That's just nuts to me. Like, look, I don't blame you for killing the dude.
You took it a bit far with the
But cutting the head off
decapitation.
is like, that guy has some stick to itiveness. That guy, he was intense.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm sure the
exactly.
guy was dead before it was all the way off.
Yeah, but
Maybe he's a
sometimes-
LARPer and he's good with a
sometimes
sword.
You hurt somebody. You hurt somebody that someone loves.
Yeah, who knows what they'll do.
You never know what they're gonna do.
Exactly.
So let's
snap.
let's switch it up a little bit, and we'll go to a little happier current event.
Thank you.
I saw today that Michael Phelps is now qualified for his 5th Olympics. So
High as a kite. It's like I win, bitch.
20 years that guy's competing, and Sonny, you're a great person to have on
He's
to
swimming
talk about
so
that
it's
because
big of a deal.
Think about someone who's competing at the very top of world class level for 20 years.
Michael Phelps ain't got shit on Kelly Slater.
Yes.
That is definitely true, and Kelly's in good shape.
He swims in a pool. I'm sorry, but it's not that. It's
Well,
come on, dude.
I mean, you guys are. I mean, we're kind of joking about it, but I mean, Michael Phelps is definitely a freak athlete.
Oh, he's a freaky athlete,
Michael
but
Phelps is a stud.
yeah,
but,
not taking anything from him. I'm just saying, just swimming in the pool is.
but he's got 4
fucking
years
stupid.
in between every event that he does.
I'm pretty sure he's doing something between those 4 years.
What? Well, he got a break for four years.
Yeah.
Basically.
Smoking weed and slinging dick.
No, they have
What has
events,
Michael
just not
Phelps
the
won
Olympics.
lately?
Well, let's see. I mean, he
Kelly
just,
Slater's got 11 world titles.
well, I mean, they have like national championships and different, Pan Am games and all that kind of stuff. There's not just the Olympics.
Does Phelps
These guys.
even have
has
to
been
try out for
smoking
those?
weed for the
No,
last
so yeah,
3 years.
Phelps had to
Rolled off the
qualify.
couch.
Phelps had to qualify for this Olympics. That's what I'm saying. He qualified by winning another race. He qualified. He beat a guy named Tom Shields to win the 200-meter butterfly at the U.S. swimming trials Wednesday night.
Well, congratulations, Michael. You did it again. You're going to be the most winning.
Well, he already is.
He already is.
He already
Yeah.
is. And so
Or
thi-
you're going
so
to
this-
extend your reign of terror in the pool.
This is Olympics number 5, which is the most anybody's ever had as a swimmer. Which is, I mean, it's nuts to think that for 20 years. I mean, and the swimmers of all guys, those guys. I mean, you guys both know swimming is the hardest thing you can do cardio-wise, right?
Yeah.
But he's lucky there's no impact on his body, so he can do that for 20 years and not have
And do you remember
much,
you remember all the stories that came out about his diet and stuff when he's training?
eaten like
12,000, 15,000 calories a day just to not lose weight. Because he spends like something like 6 hours, 8 hours a day in the pool, and he's burning, when you're swimming that much, you're burning like 1,500, 2,000
And
calories
he's also
an hour.
huge. He's like 6'5", isn't he?
Yeah, so
He's a big, tall guy, so you got to eat a lot of food to fill that frame.
he had to eat 15,000 calories a day and not to shrivel up, which is just nuts to me.
That shows your work ethic right there. The guy's in the pool for 6 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, too much,
I'd rather
too
rip
much
the combo.
impact. Too much impact for sure. So that's our current events. We're glad Sonny hung out with us to chat about that.
Yes, thank you.
We love hearing his opinion. He's so cute. He's a cute guy. And Ian, I'm gonna freak you out one more time with another song you did not. Actually, 2 more times. Another song you didn't know that was coming. This is Ain't Talking About Love
to me.
by Van Halen.
Oh. Hey.
We are back in the house. Ian McCall,
Finally.
Erik Apple, Ryan Beat, Sonny Garcia. We are all together now. Wee.
Yay, happy smiles.
Thanks for look how happy Sonny is to see us. He's
It's been a while. I haven't
funny.
seen Sonny in a long time. It's been like
know.
a year or so.
It's been hasn't been long enough for me. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like
you can't get enough of me.
rock star night here.
Everybody's so cool. You know?
No, I mean everyone's sponsored by Rockstar.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, I'm sponsored by Perps, so yeah.
Sonny, is there any way or anything you want to shout out before I forget? If you want people to check out, but we talked about Malleola, Sonny Garcia Surf School.
Mainly just malleola.org. I mean, I got nothing else to promote, man. Like I said, I just like hanging out
with your kids and grandkids,
hiding under the rock, and just staying out of the limelight, and hopefully staying out of trouble and not getting any more bad press like I have been for a while. So.
And who is still supporting you these days? Rockstar still supporting you?
Rockstar is still my main sponsor.
And the camera deal.
I just did a deal with 360 Fly with
That's
Pete
right.
Atherton. Pete's a longtime friend of mine. He used to be over at Boost and
Amped.
and Amp Mobile. So.
Pete gave us a camera, and when we start doing our videos, our show, we're going to run that.
Yeah.
How is the camera? Is it cool?
Camera's sick. I've been playing around with it.
Have you seen this, Ryan?
Yeah, we actually use one in my truck quite often.
Oh,
They're badass.
an actual 360 Fly,
Yeah,
that brand.
Yep, they're
Cool.
sick.
Yeah, I can't wait to just start to play with it at the gym. You do all kinds of random shit with it, and it's
You can just put it around the house and just turn it on, and you get some fucked up shit. Everybody, it gets everything, so it doesn't miss anything.
like, look, I got you. I told you, I got you.
Sounds pretty exciting. All right. Well, 360 Fly, Rockstar, they're helping you out still. Malleola. Well, we are going to get to another segment on our show, and this is my favorite one. The best, worst advice ever.
Well, from my extended stay with Dr. Drew and Psycho Mike on Loveline, I feel like I give really good advice when it comes to life and sex and relationships and ass play and whatever else may come.
Why do we always end up talking about ass play?
Because it's ass play. It's who doesn't like. I mean, no, I'm just saying that maybe some people like ass play.
Look at
everybody.
Sonny's little smile over there. He likes fingers in his butt. I know it for sure. He doesn't even say no. He just goes, yeah, there he goes. So
that's for output only.
So this week, and remember, you guys can hit us up on social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at 2 American Animals. Hit us up with your questions, and we'll try to get you in here on the best, worst advice ever. And Mandy wrote into our Twitter, and she said, "I've been in a relationship for 4 years." And
Did you see Mandy's picture, by the way?
No.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I saw it, but I wasn't checking it out.
DM, that's what I'm saying.
So it goes down to the DM. So Mandy says she's been in a relationship for 4 years, and her sex life is getting somewhat boring and stale, and she wants to know the best way, without going overboard, to get her man excited.
Don't be a prude.
Call up one of her friends.
A good blowjob is priceless.
Man, those are pretty simple answers. Sonny?
I'm staying out of this.
No. You got to get
You don't
involved.
want any advice for me?
Yeah, we do.
That's why this is the best, worst advice ever.
Man. Stick some Viagra in his drink.
There we go.
Man,
Drug
we got some
addiction.
pretty simple answers around here. So okay, let's go back to the beginning.
So the first one was verbal diarrhea. So the first one was, what did I say?
You
I
said
said a good blowjob is priceless. Oh, don't be a prude. So yeah, Mandy, don't be a prude, and put out. I don't know, try something freaky, touch his butt, or
it always comes back to the butt.
just saying that's like hip right now. It's a fad. It's a fad. I'm just saying, but the blowjob thing is really is priceless.
Well, okay,
Deal with it.
Okay, so tell me, Ian, what is it that what can make a blowjob so amazing? Without going into too many details, we don't have Taylor Wayne on the show this time.
I know. Okay, so from what I've seen,
Just the thought of a blowjob.
yeah, it just gets me up and running. And you got to work the whole thing, and just
I mean, when you do it, how do you do it?
okay. You got to cradle the balls, stroke the shaft, and swallow the gravy. It's fucking protein. You'll be fine. It's good for your skin.
No, so you know that there's hormones in it. It's actually good.
It's beneficial.
It's good. It's good for.
It's like
good for you,
probiotics.
and it makes you. Yeah, it is. It's good for you, and it makes you happy. It's a fact that any way a woman gets semen in her, it's good
Science.
For her. Science, bitch.
Actual fucking
Science, bitches.
Sex, drugs, and science. That's how I live.
Ryan, you
Yes.
threw out.
slung some
Call
dick
your
in your
friends.
Yeah, I said Call one of your friends.
Bitches in Alpine are shaking when he comes through the neighborhood.
Well, I mean, if it's stuff's starting to get boring, I mean, she's worried about her dude.
No, we had a whole conversation
bored.
about the friends thing before, though. I mean, it's not always that easy.
Come on, dude.
It's not always that easy. We know if you're in a serious relationship,
if she's that
and you're
worried
bringing
about
in
it.
friends, you know all kinds of shit's gonna go down because it's never that easy.
Yeah, but it can go. It can go two ways. It can go either bad, or it can go really good because you can go.
No,
dude, I have the raddest chick in the world.
No, it can go three ways. It can go okay, it can go bad, and it can go really bad.
No,
those are three ways to go because it's never that easy.
Or you could be just banging her friend later.
Yeah. She might as well be in on the deal, or he's
sounds
going
like
to do it behind her back.
Sounds like somebody's speaking from experience over there.
And if you end up banging her friend after, you found out which horse was better, so you won the race either way.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I'm always afraid of. If you're with a girl who's willing to get her friends involved, the problem is she can say she wants her friends involved or she's down for that, but 90% of the time, it doesn't work out. They get mad. You did this. You looked at her too long. You kissed her more than me, and it's just like, wait, what?
Speaking from experience,
Right?
Well, yeah.
See, but I think this is a good way to figure out if your significant other isn't, at least as a female, isn't going to get mad. If she pushes your hips when you're doing it, then she's enjoying what's going on.
Yes,
she pushes your hips.
Ian, that's definitely a good indicator.
Yeah, and then she kicks her friend out and then like loves you after.
What do you mean kicks her out? Whoa, I just ruined the mood.
Why? Get the fuck out of here.
God.
You can't cuddle with two people. It's hot.
Yes, you can.
It's hot enough having one person.
Why do you think I have a California king?
That's true. I could cuddle up on this desk with two people. I'm tiny.
I can cuddle on this desk with you right now.
I bet you could.
Sonny, what do you say to Mandy?
I said Viagra. Crush up some Viagra.
Man,
drug your man.
Spoken like a true grandfather over there.
It's gonna get hard.
Man,
he's not gonna say no.
I mean, we got Ian over here talking about oral and get freaky. We got Ryan saying call your friends, and then Grandpa says get some Viagra. I mean, jeez.
I've been married 3 times. I got 3 kids, 2 grandkids.
Man,
on the block.
Man, get some Viagra. All right,
just dose your man up.
You know how to have a good time.
Or you can give him a Xanax and a Viagra, so he'll fall asleep,
listen,
and then his dick will be hard.
A Viagra that doesn't mean that their sex life is interesting. It just means that he has a boner. Doesn't mean it's all of a sudden magical.
Maybe he's not getting enough.
How could she make it?
A little bit.
How could she make it?
She's worried that
and
he's
jump
bored.
on that sucker and ride.
How could she? Yeah, I think she's worried that like it's boring. She wants to know how to get him.
She wants to get him more excited. I mean, so
how does she please his brain, Sonny?
Maybe she just needs to spend the night with Erik Apple.
That'll ruin her relationship. 100%.
You want to ruin her life?
It won't be
Jeez.
boring. I can guarantee you that.
Ooh, it won't be boring. That's a fact.
Right?
does she talk too much?
She's a woman. Of course she talks too much.
Oh boy. Here we go. I love it. So that's it. Best worst advice. That definitely was the worst best advice ever, or the best worst advice ever.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome.
Yeah, we just blew your mind. We won't even send you a bill for that one. We are still hanging out with Ryan Beat and Sonny Garcia here on American Animals. That's at 2 American Animals on social media. Ryan Beat, Sonny Garcia hanging out with us still. I'm so happy they're here. They haven't left us. And this is our section of the show where we say goodbye. But before we do, we talk about a little call out or celebrity call out. And in the past, we've talked about Kanye West. We've talked about Dan Bilzerian.
Glenn Danzig.
Andre Broner. Is it Andre?
Adrian Broner.
Adrian Broner, the boxer. And who do we want to call out this time?
One quick thing.
What about fucking Mayweather over there for taking up all
of our shit?
Our studio.
Well, you know what? It's not his fault. To be honest, I think he's being cool by giving him this much of his time.
That's true. He's been here for fucking ever. This is one thing. This is one thing I want to say is, okay, if you're famous and you have bodyguards, and those big juiced out bitches don't have fucked up ears or fucked up noses or scars on their face, I'm not afraid of you. Like, I get you're protecting and you're big and scary, but I'm not stupid. You don't have cauliflower ear. I've never broke your nose. Bitch, you're way too big and pretty with those beach muscles to do a goddamn thing to me.
This is the Napoleon complex of someone who's 5'4".
I know, but it's just, it frustrates me.
Oh, you're 6'5", I hate you.
No, I'm just saying that if you're gonna pay people probably way too much money to protect you, they should at least know what they're doing.
I think
or carry a gun.
I think they're just avoiding. First of all, those guys are strapped. I know 100% they are.
I'm sure.
But
Awesome, they're strapped. But I'm just saying.
So they are carrying. So you just said you better be carrying a gun. Those guys are carrying guns.
Good. There we go. You win.
So the other thing is, I think the idea with guys that size, it just avoids a problem. And make sure you share that mic over there.
Yes.
But don't you think?
I haven't been to Hawaii because every small guy wants to fight with the biggest guy.
But
fucker, what you doing?
Oh, your pigeon's amazing. Wasn't that bad actually, but it's so funny. I think the whole deal with those big guys is they want to avoid problems, and when somebody sees 5 dudes who are 6'5" or bigger, it kind of helps avoid the problem, right?
They're fucking huge. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I see one fucking big guy out there.
Outside downstairs, there's at least 5 dudes who are 6'6" or bigger.
Bunch of lurches out there.
How the fuck are they gonna help him outside? He's upstairs.
All the savages are in here.
There's nobody else. There's no. Yeah, they didn't know there's some really dangerous people in here. As a matter of fact, actually, the one guy asked. Remember, he was like, "Do you guys work here or something?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." But there was one dude who wanted to see what I was like. Why are you here?
Why we were walking up the stairs.
Yeah. But I mean, are we real? Is this really who we're calling out? You guys don't have anyone else that you have a gripe with that you do or don't know?
I've been waiting here all night to get on the radio show because.
So it's with me.
You got a bunch of fucking monkeys on the other side.
Oh boy, yeah, a bunch of goofballs.
We're definitely getting in a fight after this. Saddle up.
By the way, we're on the speaker in the whole building.
I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
I'm a Pacquiao fan anyway.
We know what team you're on, so let's go. I'm in.
Yeah, Sonny's Filipino. He's Pinoy, so he has no choice other than to be a Pacquiao fan. And just so you guys know, a little known fact about Sonny is Sonny won a Filipino Lifetime Achievement Award.
Hey, I like that, huh?
And he broke the award immediately after.
I think Jamie broke it.
Did you drop it or break it or something?
Jamie or Colin broke it.
Like, oh my god, the fucking shit! They broke
literally minutes after receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award trophy thing, they broke
it. Kind of goes with everything. I mean,
from a country.
My world championship trophy broke on the way back to the table.
Oh, that's right.
So after 16 years, they finally just gave me a new one this year.
Oh, they did.
After I've been
Tell that story to Ryan. I'm sure Ryan doesn't know it.
Yeah, I don't know it.
No, I won the world title. They gave me a trophy.
Like the world champion, world champion.
Walking back to the table and
at the banquet, he walks up, accepted the award.
Like, right on, guys.
And literally seconds after they handed him a broken.
You guys give me a broken trophy.
Refund.
16 years later, they gave me a new one.
I mean, I'm surprised that you got that. Good for you.
Trust me.
Nice.
It had to go from ASP to the WSL for them to give me a new trophy.
Ryan, do you have anybody to call out?
I don't really. I mean,
come on.
I don't really have too much.
Who do you want to run over on the track?
Probably our president.
Oh boy! Wait, Obama, or do you mean the president of Lucas Oil Series?
No, of the United States.
Ooh, I mean, does anybody? I just trip out anybody who likes Obama. I guess they're out there somewhere.
I don't get it.
I mean, where the fuck are they?
Where are the people who appreciate their insurance costing 4 times as much?
Maybe it's just me, but every time I go on any of my social media channels, every single person I follow is like bashing.
The only people I feel like who love Obama is the media, CNN, NBC.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what the worst is, and I think we talked about this before. Do you ever watch Vice?
No. Yeah, way too much.
I'll call out Vice. I used to love the show Vice and the magazine Vice and the website Vice, but I can barely handle it anymore because they're so politically motivated nowadays. I hate shows that are doing nothing but pushing their political agenda.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I watch your show because I want to learn about this, or I want to learn about that, or I want to hear what this person has to say. I don't care what you feel about politics or left wing or right wing Like, look, I'm not trying to push what I think. Look, I know I'm probably wrong about what I feel, but I'm not pushing on anybody. Like, I hate those shows that just want you to think the way they think. It's fucking terrible. I'll call them out.
That's the thing that I dislike the most, I guess, about all politics right now that's going on is everybody's trying to cram something down your throat, whether you should like guns, dislike guns, whether you should vote for this person or that person. I don't dig it. I don't want it crammed down my throat. I want to make decisions on my own,
I always thought the president of the United States or the president of all countries should be the toughest guy in the country. And when we have a problem, we send those fuckers to go fight each other.
Yeah, that would change.
Right,
Well, and then
Look at Putin. Putin's a bad motherfucker.
Putin's a legit high-level black belt in judo. You know, another thing a lot of people think, and I tend to agree with this, I think you should have to have served in the military to lead a country, because only somebody who's actually served in the military really understands what it means to send troops somewhere or to go to war.
Brian Stan and Tim Kennedy for president and vice president. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't be against
Bad
that.
I'd vote for Brian
motherfuckers.
Stan.
Yeah?
He's a bad man. I like Brian.
I like Brian. I did.
Yeah, they're those two are really fucking good dudes.
I did all my my first WEC fight. I did my whole, as Ian knows, we do a whole media day where you literally spend like 8 hours or 6 hours, and you go and do photo shoots, and they spray you down and oil you up, and then you do a video shoot, and they spray you down, and then you do
so
interviews. You spend like a whole day, and they pair you with another fighter or even maybe 3 others. And I was a Brian Stan for the day, and that was his first fight in the WEC too, and he was cool as
They make
fuck.
you guys oil each other up. They take pictures, and then they wrestle.
And then you got to put your pants on. It's really weird. All right, so talking about butts once again, and that was Celebrity Call Out here on American Animals, and we are done for the week.
Finally,
What do you mean?
We're outta here.
We want to just keep on going and keep going. We're just going to keep
We're not Floyd
trucking.
Mayweather, so
Look
we
how
don't have
angry
6
she
hours.
was. So Ryan Beat, I appreciate it so much. One more time, how do people check you out online?
At Ryan Beat 51.
And what about your website, Ryan Beat Motorsports?
It's RyanBeatMotorsports.com.
Sonny, you want people to check out Maoiola, and
Maliola.org.
that's it.
Leave me the fuck alone.
all right.
All right. At American Animals. I'm sorry. At 2 American Animals. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm Erik Apple. Ian McCall here from Dash
Shoots.
Radio. We will see you soon. Peace in the Middle East. Audi 5000.
This podcast was a presentation of lightupmedia.fm.